Hello, everybody. The whole one viewer that is the live stream bot, I have to assume. I never opened up the project. Anyway, I got something interesting. I got something very, very interesting. I should probably go check to make sure. Okay, I have the right thumbnail. I wasn't sure if that was going to happen, but it looks good. Okay. Alright, what are we up to? I'll tell you what we're up to, alright? So, I've been meaning to actually work on the art style for this game. Now, obviously, the base mechanics aren't done or set in stone. I got a few changes to make with the base guy over here. But I kind of want to get the art style done. Or at least I posted a teaser of it up on my my Twitter. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. And there was one thing. Oh, I remember. Okay. Something else I wanted to do. Just because I really want to do this. So I have. I'll show you what these are in a second. But I want the blend files. Where are my blend files? No, it might be in models. Yeah, I'm going to. Oh, it's right here. I'm just gonna create a new folder. And this is something I had found earlier that I had really liked. And I want to see if it'll work. So I'm going to create a utils folder, and I'm just going to throw all my blend files in there just for the sake of I can exclude this file on build, because I want my blend files and stuff to be in the project so I can upload it to like GitHub, for my own access. And I want all my Blender files to be right next to where everything is for the sake of neatness. But I don't want to compile it with the game because that might blow up the file size, even if it's just a little bit. Let me figure out if there's a way to do that. Probably going to be an export. Add. We'll just go Windows Desktop and ignore literally all of this for now. Can I leave out folders? All right, I'm gonna look it up later. I'm not gonna bother. Let's get into what I'm thinking, right? So I have, was it in animations? I made the guy. That's a straight up lie. I just lied to you. I didn't make the guy. I didn't make the model, but I made this render. I guess I should play this one. Yeah, there he is. I love this style. And if you don't kind of get the vision already, it's based on a game called Faith: The Unholy Trinity. Let me pull up that game for you. Faith: The Unholy Trinity. This game is really neat looking. It's 2D. It's not 3D, which is why I really want to take this art style to 3D. I think that would look so sick. But when I mean art style, I don't mean this. This is not what I want. I want this. Essentially, the guy who made the game recorded himself. Let me see. Animation reference. Essentially, he recorded himself doing the animations and then drew over them, and it's so sick. It's really sick looking. However, I don't have the patience for this, like this guy does. I just don't, because I want a lot of enemies. This guy has a lot of animation. I mean, there's a lot of effort put in this. I can't lie. So I'm gonna try to cheese it and fake it for the sake of getting the game done and adding a bunch of enemies as fast as I can, and also to not exactly like steal his style immediately. So I have a Blender file pulled up, and I'm not going to record any references. Instead, I'm going to be modeling everything. Now, I did not model this guy, so I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to be modeling things. But I will be rendering, like, see, this was my attempt, and I realized this looked stupid. It looks so stupid. So I'm not going to do this. We're going to go back to using this. And I did modify him a little bit. Like I made his shoulders a little broader to make it look like he's just huge. But apart from that, you know, I did not make him, so I'm gonna figure that out. I did then like kind of pose him like his neck's a little cramped here, but that doesn't matter because from the camera's perspective, it's gonna look fine. But the idea is I went to compositing and I put together this little node setup. It's very simple. All it really does is yeah, so all it really does is layer. So this is like the layering. So forget this stuff. This is a displacement node. We can forget about this. The reason I'm using a displace is because I'm trying to mimic that drawn over style. And I'm just going to add a little bit of wobble to it. But this is basically a bit of a layering system. So this dilates the image. You know, I can make it look super big and add a massive outline, or I could just kind of shrink it down to something more reasonable. Now, obviously 0 is nothing. Can I put it on like 0.5 or is it on? No, it's on like integers. I actually don't know how that works. That's fine. We'll just take the steps. So that runs into this node group I made, which is also pretty simple. All it does is basically completely replace all the pixels in the image with a single color that's defined here. And then I just add an alpha over, so it layers this guy on top of this guy. Since this guy's dilated, it kind of blows it up. I might want to adjust this and make this an edge detect though, because if I pull up like Faith, for example, they have a lot of detail in like, you know, the clothing and all this stuff that I'm going to be missing out on. Like facial expressions I might end up drawing on anyway, but you know, the clothing detail and all that you kind of miss out on. And I want to keep that a little bit. What is going on to my okay. Yeah, I want to be able to keep that. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do an edge detect with this. So that might be what we're working on in this stream. You never know. But for now, that's what I'm working on at the moment. And then the wobble, all it really does is it just kind of it wobbles it. So if I render it, it looks like what I shown you here. See how it's like kind of wobbly. I gotta figure out what I want the frame rate to be, because the frames don't look fantastic. It looks too smooth. This is 15 frames a second, and I think it still looks too smooth. So I gotta figure out how I want to do that. And I already have a kind of like a beginning trailer kind of picked out. So we'll see how that goes. Let me advertise real quick. Let me advertise. I should get my stream and I should post it to Twitter. Let me get my stream and let me post it to Twitter. Making a game where you punch people. Can I also link Twitch? Twitch.tv. And I should probably be using my channel, like, you know, link, because it would be more coherent to people who want to, like, watch the page. Does that work? No. Trying to figure out what the URL is. I'll figure it out, don't worry. There we go. Okay, hold on. I'm almost finished promoting. Yeah, okay, we're done promoting. I'm getting off Twitter. Alright, so that's where we're at. We know our art style. We got to figure out if we want to take the the boring route and figure out an edge detect algorithm in the compositor. I don't know how to do that. That's something I couldn't tell you how I'm going to do that. Because this was a struggle in and of itself. This took me a minute to figure out. So, I think before I do that, I probably shouldn't do that on stream because it's boring. Instead, let's export some of these frames and try to get something going in game. Because the overall goal is to have a bit of a Doom style, like there's a front-facing view and it kind of looks at you, and then if you move to the side, it changes to another view. So I should have maybe like 8 directions. One from, head on, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. And then they will seamlessly swap out as I'm like looking. So let's do that. Luckily, this animation is super easy to export because it's all real small stuff. I got to figure out how I'm going to do it because I don't think I want to use video files. I've already experimented with that. I should probably use animation frames, and that should also mean that I should probably use a sprite sheet of some sort. I don't know how big these animations are going to get, so I don't know if a sprite sheet is entirely like a good idea. But I do know that it might run a little better if I'm not doing a bunch of draw calls to a PNG. If I can just use one texture, so I'm probably gonna ditch the videos and instead let's do this. So let's create a folder. It can be idle, and we'll create another one, and this will be all of our idle. I should probably say not forward, but head on. No, front is better. Front. I like my animation front. Thank you. All right, copy that. You can go in there, and then I guess just JPEG. No, not JPEG. Where's PNG? There we go. That's what we want. Render animation. Come on. No, I specified idle front. Don't do this to me. Oh, you know why? It's probably because I didn't put a backslash. Yeah, that's why. Hold on. Just for the sake of figuring this out. Can Blender render to a sprite sheet already? That would be sick. Idle front slash idle. We'll do it again. Idle front and then render. Because I really, oh, there we go. We figured it out. I really liked how it labeled the animation and then put the frame next to it. So that's 40 frames. If we can put that on a sprite sheet, that would be good. I don't know how big that's going to be. Each one of these images is 144 by 256. And I don't think I'm making them any smaller. Maybe I could, because he is a little zoomed out. But I really like this resolution as is, so we're gonna figure that one out right now. So there's probably some sort of online source. I have Aseprite. Maybe Aseprite has a decent way to do this, because this isn't exactly pixel art. But I'm pretty sure Aseprite has some sort of way to make a sprite sheet. Frame, select, view. Are we Googling? I think we're Googling this. Aseprite. Sprite sheet. There's a docs. And a Reddit page. Okay. We're figuring this out tonight. Just work with a normal animation, then export it as a sprite. I don't want to. But that also might be the answer. Hold on. Open. If I go to here, can I just do this and profit? Do you want to load as an animation? Agree. There we go. It's not, it should be 15 frames a second, but I don't really care because this is Aseprite. 16, it should be 16. I actually might lower it to like 10 for the sake of the style and constant frame rate. Duration, milliseconds. Is that per frame? I don't know. Again, I'm not going to care. File, export, sprite sheet. Ooh, there we go. Okay. By rows, constraints. I guess if I do horizontal, I guess that's fine, right? Merge duplicates, no. Constraints. It won't let me export. Is this too big for it to export? Is that the size? Uh-oh. Okay. Output. Oh, there we go. That's what I needed. Okay. Idle front sheet. Save. Export. I guess. There it is. How big is this file? 5,760 pixels. Okay. I don't know how big is too big with these files, but we're going to roll with that, I think. Okay. So let's head over to our moving enemy, and we're going to use them as the default here. We're not going to get rid of the collision, but I am going to get rid of we'll get rid of the bean for now. And we'll use I think a Sprite 3D. I'll put them here for now. Okay. Basic, idle front. So these are animations. Actually, it might be a good idea to move these to utils so I'm not holding them all in file if we have one big PNG anyway. So let's do that. How do I want to structure my folder? Basic. So we have blend files. Might be easier to just do it here. So utils, blend files, basic.blend. I guess let's create a new folder here. Call this animation frames. Call this one basic for now. Idle. Idle front. And then this is where all of our frames can go. There we go. Okay, so now our single sprite sheet that we have to worry about is here. So let's do this. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Animation frames, vertical frames. It's 40, right? That's not right. Vertical frames, horizontal 40. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's a little blurry. So let's go here. I guess we can't change. Can we change it? No. We're just going to go here. Where is the thing that lets me geometry instance, visibility? I'd imagine there's an option that lets me turn off filtering. Because I'm pretty certain basic, idle front. Okay. Let's open, I just want to open this real quick. to make sure Sprite's not doing anything weird. It shouldn't be upscaled at all. You know, it looks pretty sharp there, but it clearly doesn't here. This is wrong. Material override, no. Sprite based 3D. You would think there'd be something here. Ooh, that's not right at all. What did that do? I want to know what this does. It just makes it huge. Okay. I don't actually need to bother with that, so. Yeah, that's weird. There's no option to just... 2D has the option to change the filter, but... change filter Sprite 3D Godot. We got GitHub. Default texture filter project setting only applies to 2D by design. Only affects canvas items. We use flags. Flags? Oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Also, I just realized it's not transparent. It should be transparent. When did it become not transparent? Was it because utils... the render wasn't transparent. Okay. So we're going to delete that. And instead, we're going to go back to Blender. Where are you? There we go. We need the alpha in that. Slash idle front. There we go. Animation. Then we got to do the same process. Let's bring it into Sprite. Come on, guys. We making animations today. If I do this. Okay, this is a new project, right? Yeah. And it's transparent. Okay, we're popping off. Don't worry. Let's close these. Right, that's all 40? Yep, that's all 40. Export spreadsheet. And then yes. Okay. This feels very neat. I'm liking this workflow. And it's transparent. All right, we're popping off. So we're gonna need. So you can just move up. Why? Don't do that. And then something like that, I guess. But, oh, there we go. Okay. I'm gonna keep. I'll disable that for now. We don't need to see that. So we're gonna need to make him look at the screen the whole time, but I'm not gonna bother about that. You need to have an animation. So he's probably gonna use some sort of animation tree, but I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm just gonna go with the animation player. New idle front. And it's literally just gonna be from, I guess, here to 1 second in loop, right? We'll just go through all the... Actually, we can use frames. FPS 15. It's a total of 40 frames. Yeah, there we go. And then keyframe 0. I don't really want to... I'll create a reset track for now. And then all the way to here. Frame 39, I assume. Keyframe. Wait, that won't work because it'll just do this. Can I animate that number, like, without having to set it for each frame? Please? Continuous. Ah, there we go. Okay. So now what I have to figure out, not that it matters. 20, 39. That's where cuts. Okay. Cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. So I gotta figure out where we want to write the script for this. It's probably just gonna be on the Sprite 3D. Yeah. Right? I'm thinking that. Enemy animator. That's in scenes. We don't want to build it in scenes. Scripts. I'll organize this someday. Don't worry. There we go. There we go. Alright, so this is a Sprite 3D. We're going to need a reference. I was thinking about it earlier. I want to try some C# in Godot. There's certain things that I looked up that I wasn't a huge fan of. But I want to try it. Animation player. Equals. Yeah, there's a few things that I like. I just like C# in general. It's kind of the language that I kind of learned. I've been using it for the past like 6 years of my life. But animation player. So it would be very easy for me to do that, but the integration just isn't as good. Here we go. Player.play idle front. Okay. I just realized I never fixed the issue. Does it always... Oh, I was going to say, does it always look at the player by default? No, it doesn't. That's kind of freaky looking, though. That's kind of freaky looking. Okay. He's going to be much bigger than this, I think. I want him to be much bigger than how he looks. So something else we're going to do, because this is the enemy animator, let's make him look at the player. So I always forget how to find the player. That's the most tedious thing. The most like inconsistent thing I feel with not inconsistent, but the most annoying thing with Godot is accessing players in a different scene. So if this is the scene, right, the enemy's here, but I don't have access to its scripts. Its scripts can't see the player because the player's not in its scene. Unless of course I attach the script to the moving enemy, but I don't want to because all of its scripts are, you know, somewhere else. I could do that for the sake of references, passing references, which might be a good idea, but I don't know how many people do that. I also don't know the types of references that every object is going to need, so I don't know if every enemy is going to need its own reference script. But let me think. Regardless, I'm going to need to grab the parent of the main object anyway. Let's do that. Let's create a new script. We're gonna call this what should we call this? World reference. Enemy world reference. Inherent. I'm just gonna do node. Really doesn't need anything. So it'll be an enemy world reference. We're going to need support. I guess we're gonna need a target. I don't know if I should always make the target a character. I might just make it a... I might just make it a node 3D just in case, just because. That's all I might need for this script, to be honest. And then we'll do... export var. I'll have to go through my other scripts to make this change in all of them. Anywhere that need access to player. var player is going to be no enemy. What is this going to be named? Enemy world ref. Enemy world reference process. We want to look at. And then we're going to need, so before even processing this, let's do this. We're going to do equal to, we're going to need a reference to our guy then. Yeah. We're going to reference to our character body. For body, I'll just make this a node again. I don't know if I just want it to be limited to, yeah, I'll make it limited to that. It'll just be, I'll probably make this a more generic, like right now this script is the enemy animator. I might want to make it more generic in case I want to do 2D items and objects in the world. Just have this set to be the, what should I call this then? Base animator. I don't know. Base animator. Okay. Position. Look at from position. Go dot player or target. Yeah, dot target. Anything else? Anything else this thing needs? Use model front. Actually, we don't even need to specify that. Right? Am I lying? Dot target dot position. Oh. Yeah. And then we'll just go pos dot y. I'm lying. Because that's not what this would do. This is on the Sprite 3D. I don't know what I'm doing. I was so used to programming components. This script is attached right to the sprite, which is fine. You just condense it to look at then, I guess. Right? Then we can do rotation. I guess we want local. Rotation dot local. What's local rotation? Unless this is local rotation. Local. Okay, it is local. Dot. What is our axis? I guess it's the X. I think that's how I did the name tags. Oh, I didn't set any references. Hold on. Yep. Don't worry. I know. If I attach, actually, now that I think about it, if I do enemy world reference, like I know that would work there, and I know that would work. Do I need body? No. So if I save this, does that apply here? It does. Okay, good. That's good. So I can do that as the target. Okay. So now, what was I doing? You shouldn't need body. Save. Newer on disk. Reload. There we go. I might also stop using Visual Studio because it seems to go out of sync a lot. Okay. Yeah, looks like that works. Now, no matter where I'm looking, I know the enemy's not actually changing position yet. Let's see. I want to see if it'll do something else. I mean, it looks fine. I don't know what frame rate that the editor runs at, because it looks like it's stuttering. I don't know why it'd be stuttering. At the very least, it looks like it's ghosting. It's making me think that the editor doesn't run at more than 60 FPS. So I'm, I'm curious. FPS frames rendering. Yeah, I don't know. Editor. Let's go to the frame rate. Curious. Okay, well, this is a max FPS like thing. All right, if I go to advanced and run max FPS, yeah. So that's set at 0, which I assume just means yeah, it'll be infinite. editor run. Is there anything here? Nope, nope, nothing at all. Okay. So I'm just going to assume that that's fine for whatever reason. All right, well now we're going to need some more frames here. Now I haven't done anything. Let's do this real quick. These guys, get out of here. So I guess the question is, I should be using a number pad. Hold on. We're gonna need to get this guy at several different angles. I don't know how good he's gonna look at any other angle, to be completely real. So to make this easy, I might actually do this. Let's add not a single arrow. We'll call this camera rotates point. Hi, Clark. And then do one of these. So now we can just rotate this guy. Yeah, let him go. Okay, so now we need to get him at different angles. Add Wario functionality. Why? What would that look like? What constitutes Wario functionality? A gyroscope? I should probably be camera rotate point. I guess this guy needs to be at like 45, so. And then get a render like this, I guess. So this guy's gonna need to be like idle. I guess front right. I'm gonna call it front right because you're on our rightmost side of him. Like, it's not his right side, but it's our right side, so I'm gonna consider the direction looking head on. Front right. Okay, I'm super curious how this will look. Everything agree. Look at this guy. That looks pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I do like how that looks. Sprite sheet. So I could render each of them as their own sprite sheet. Or I could probably do it as one massive sprite sheet and compile it at the end. I don't know which I'm gonna do yet. Depends on how big they're gonna be. Considering there's actually we can compute this right now. Considering that there is 256 vertical frames, and we need 8 directions, it'd be around 2,000 pixels in height. So if we're okay with that, that might be fine. How big is this as is? Can I see a size? Hold on. Where can I find the size of this thing? So the PNG, oh, it's only 321 kilobytes. What am I worrying about? What am I worrying about? It's literally nothing. It's quite literally nothing. Okay. front. Actually, it might be like redundant to put them in folders considering they're sprite sheets, so I might move them out. But for now it's fine, I think. All right. So now we should also make sure that the texture is being set as a keyframe. So this keyframe, sure, we'll make this the reset track. Animation new idle. Actually, we can duplicate this. Go front right, and it'll keep the same frame length, but this guy is gonna be this guy. It's the wrong way. Uh-oh. It actually might be the right way, assuming that this is the front, which it's weird that it's not the front. It's like really backwards, but it might be fine. Okay, let's play that animation instead. Yeah, that is not right. That is not right. What did I do? Close this. What did I do for that? Open folder. Okay, I'm gonna clear all of these guys out. We don't need them. Animate. I should probably have the animator up. And where is the one more thing I need? Name tag. Up. True. Okay, that's where I changed it a little bit. Up and then true. That's probably use model front. Okay, that is why. So that literally is the front, but it's just backwards here. There we go. All right, so let's render out our stuff here and then figure out how we want to do things. So we're gonna need this guy at 90. It's gonna be tedious, huh? Before I do the rest of these, I'm just gonna move these to idle. It's a little redundant feeling to me to have folders for sprite sheets because they're just individual files. There we go. We're going to go utils, animation frames, basic. There we go. So this guy's going to be idle right this time. He's going to look real funky from the right. Hopefully not as funky as the model. Yeah, that probably looks pretty good, actually. I should probably experiment with types of rendering. Like, I don't know what orthographic view would look like. So that's something I might mess around with. But for now, we're not going to do that. There we go. So he's got a little bit of a hunch. He's got a little bit of a spine issue. But we don't judge him for that. He can't affect that. He's got a crooked neck. What are we gonna do? Idle right. Save. Export. Before I almost rendered that. That would have been bad. Back right. Was it Control F12 rendered? Yeah. Actually, let's just do all the animations first, and then I'll go through. And make all the frame or all the spray sheets. And I might even, it's just back. I bet I can compile all of them in the one sprite animation and then make the spray sheet from there. I'll have to see. See, like if I had edge detect, it might even show that little outline on its back, which would be sick. This would be back left. We're creating a bit of a process. This is awesome. And I even be able to have the outline of his hand, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Something that I'm going to definitely be checking out. So I might have to end up redoing a lot of this, but okay, we're here for the proof of concept. I don't even have a walking animation for him, so. But that's fine. We're gonna need a front left. There we go. Okay. What's next? We have all of our animations. Right, that's 8. So all we need to do is throw them in the sprite. So what are the ones we did? We have idle front right. And that's it, right? We have to do idle. This is idle right. So we did idle right. I guess idle back right. Export. What do we have? Sprite sheet. There we go. Nope, it's immediately wrong. Hold on. Idle back right. That one. There we go. Okay, we're caught up. No preview. I'm gonna stop doing the preview. just because I want to keep track of this. I don't know why I have 2 idle rights. So we have got front, front right, right, back right. So now we need back. So it like opens it once and then finishes opening it here. For spreadsheet. Okay, so maybe I can preview it. And then hopefully it goes back to closing that afterwards. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we got back, and we need left, back, right. Basic, idle. Don't worry, guys, this is exciting. We call this a process, all right? Call this the Aseprite workflow. They call me the best. They call me the Asepriter, all right? Listen. Listen. I watched a video earlier on the Microsoft Excel World Championship. Not that that's related to this. I was just thinking like they gotta have one for Aseprite. But like it's not about like being good at art. It's about like being very efficient at using the software. I think that'd be very funny. We can close that. I want to make sure we're checked out. We will have all 8 of our frames here. All right, so is this all? So we got front, front right, right, back, back, left, back, back. Okay, and then front. All right, perfect. So re-importing. There's our sprite sheets. We should have 8. Which looks good. Now it's just a matter of setting them up. So we're gonna need a animation tree. Tree root and player. And then I think state machine, I believe. So this is where we're going to need to, let's first add all of our animations. So we have idle front right. Duplicate this and call this idle right. So if this is the right, this guy. There we go. The base idea is we'll have all of our animations in, and then we can create a blend tree that'll let us, you know, move between them seamlessly, hopefully. That's the goal, at least. Duplicate. This is idle right. We're going to need idle back right. Perfect. Where's our idle back? There's our idle back. Boom. I guess we idle back. That's not, he's left. It's not how you spell left. Oh, that's idle back. Oops. Then back left. There we go. Now we're popping off. Now we're popping off. Okay, now we just need left. And then we can wrap back around. Actually, no, not yet. We need, I'm just straight up lying, actually. That right? No. Front left. Front left. There we go. Now it's just a matter of the blend tree here. So add, I guess we want new blend space 2D. Call this idle. And then make that connection. Immediate, instant. What happens in here is the unique part. So since this is a blend tree or a blend space, we can create a node for each direction. So if I wanted one up here, add animation, I guess positive. I don't know what the direction's going to be because I don't know exactly how we're going to get it to work. Yeah, I don't actually know. Before we do this, I should probably know the math behind it, right? Yeah, what's this math going to be like? Well, I mean, we know we want an angle, right? Like, we know we want an angle. Like, if our player is, like... I don't know, if our player's here, and we got our enemy over here, there's going to be some sort of angle that we use to get there, you know? How this works, I don't know. No clue. What we could do, actually, now that I think about it, just take the vector length, take the length of this side, length of this side, normalize it, and then just basically plug that into the tree here. But that won't work the more I think about it, because we still need to keep an account for the character's rotation. The sprite is just the display, and it's always going to be facing the player, but the way the character moves is different. It looks in different directions. So I need to be able to account for that difference. Let me see. I can just look up how does Doom display enemies. I don't want all the AI. Source code. I don't want the AI. I want to know how they print. Sprites. How does Doom's sprites work? Sprites are graphics used for things. I know that. Doom style found it, or / game dev. Technique used in Daggerfall was to create actual simplistic 3D models, condense 2D sprites, and do touch-up work. Yes, that's what I'm doing. use the walk down sprite sheet of sprites you find online. None of this is info. Oh, is this purely based on the art style? Wait, I'm dumb. I don't need to know any of this math. All I need to know is the direction of the enemy. Nope, no I don't. I still need to know the direction of the player. Alright, because if the enemy is looking out this way, and the player's looking at it this way, it would need the front right animation. But if he's looking at it from... Alright, hold on. But if the player's looking at it from here and looking this way, this is going to need front... That's a good F. Front left, front right. And this is going to need back right, and the character's movement didn't change. I could try doing this. That feels like it wouldn't work, but I feel like I'm just going to be shooting in the dark for things. Yeah, I feel like I just be shooting in the dark. 2D sprites in a 3D world. Let's see. We're on a Unity 4, but that's fine. You show the rotation of the object internally. Use this to determine the sprite. Yes, okay. I know that. But how? I don't know the math. I could just start poking in the dark. I might just start poking in the dark. Okay. So let's, for the sake of consistency, let's do idle front. Can be here. It might actually be better to use negative for that. Idle front. This can be idle front left. Or idle front right. Idle, I guess just be right. There you go. But let's just keep adding stuff. Idle back right. Back. Idle back. I'm blanking. Is left. Idle left. And then front left. Okay. So I think so else we got to do is this. And now you can kind of see the vision. So this is front. If whatever the direction is, whatever map you figure out, if that's in this area, it'll look front. Over here, it'll be right. Side view. Back. So it kind of has this look to it. See? Look, he's spinning. It works. That's pretty sick. Okay. So now we got to figure out the math to this one. I guess this is why we can just do this in a this script here. I'm going to rename this script because I don't like how it's named. And this is the base animator. Okay. So Now, instead of getting the animation player, we're going to need a reference to our animation tree. Yeah, I think I got reference to that here. So I'm going to need to copy a lot of this code. Animation tree var state machine. Actually, I can do this. Wait. Oh, this might be the only reason I stay. I was bouncing between using VS Code and the Godot editor. VS Code just works. It does stuff like this. It's so nice. That way I don't have to bounce between tabs. Okay. Assume it's going to be the same parameters. I didn't change any of that. Playback. All right, we're also using state machine here. And then all we got to do is call state machine.travel. So I think the best way to do this is in a process. And all I'm going to do is create a vector2 that stores, I assume I would just need the vector between the player and the, so I guess we would just do var anim direction. I guess all we would need is the, okay, well now we need a reference to our body. The static bodies inherit from physics body. I don't know what the base, because I would actually like to call like a body. Yeah, probably not. Does this tell me? Extends physics body. Oh, okay, so physics body. I guess that'll work. So we can do body.position minus enemy world ref dot target position. Anim direction dot normalized. And then, so that travel won't work. We'd need to be setting a parameter. I know for a fact I'm using, no, it's not in this, actually, the more I think about it, it's not even in this project that I'm thinking of. Let me go to the docs. Yeah, let me go to the docs for some animation, for some code reference here. I know for a fact that I, terms, properties, method signals. Go here, maybe, I guess. I made a project with the with using a blend space in it, but then I realized, wow, it's just not in this project. So, blend space tutorials. I guess it's in here. Okay, blend space. Switch mode, better blending. Where's the code reference? Gonna need the code reference. Okay. Blend amount. Okay. Something in there. Copy property path. That's what we need. Do we call the no? We probably don't even need a state machine yet. We can just call animation tree dot set that to anim direction, and then maybe that'll work. I don't know. We could be pleasantly surprised here. Oops. That might be for one here. For two player. Okay. Nope. Valid index parameters / playback on null instance. Code not found. Which animation tree? This guy? Oh, what? Okay. That's a little odd, I think. Animation player. Okay. Fine. Are you happy now? Okay. I wouldn't really say it's working. But something's certainly happening. It seems to be changing on this axis a lot. Actually, oh, if we stand right in the center, he goes back. But it's super sensitive. It is really sensitive. Okay. I'm curious about what this normalized version looks like. So I'm gonna do that. Just because I want to see. Okay. It might be like that because it's just okay. I don't know what the deal is with this not changing to anything, but it might just be the fact that it's super small that it looks like this. I don't know. Oh, you know why? I know why. It's because this is a vector 3, and when I'm submitting a vector 2, it's literally on the x and then y axis, and y is vertical, so that's not good. So the vector 2, come on. Dot z. Okay. We're almost there. Also, sometimes it... Hold on. Okay. So that's not working at all. Oh, it's not that it's not working. I bet I removed it. Yeah. I removed that code entirely that made it look at the player. Look at enemy rollref dot target dot position, and then was it? Wait, what's straight up? Is y? No, we don't want straight up. We want x. Okay. So it's working, but not in the right way. Let me quickly fix the, let's see. Quickly fix this first off. There we go. That seems like it's at least working and staring straight forward. Okay. Well, we're almost there. I forgot I can hit him. Look at this. Here we go. Yeah, he's got to be much bigger than he is now. He's kind of scrawny as is. Okay. So, I assume now. Do you think we can just multiply this by the rotation? Like, that sounds scuffed, but times body dot rotation. Like, that sounds scuffed, but I feel like that would work for whatever reason. Yeah, no, that is definitely not working. What if I use degrees? Yeah, still certainly. It's also going way past the. I should probably do this here. I was just hoping that normalize would just kind of work, but I took a screenshot by accident. Oops. I took a screenshot by accident. I love taking screenshots. Okay. Not quite. I don't think this is gonna work, but we might as well be trying it and throwing things at the wall. Reload. I don't want these here. They better fix that. I don't want to deal with that. This is the one we want. Okay. Yeah, no, that is certainly not working, and we can completely remove that. Okay. So technically this works in a sense. It's just maybe like I was on the right path, but we need the vector. Because the rotation is just a single value, right? Like if I just do rotation, I would do probably body dot rotation. Right? So is one of these, what's rotation order? Euler order. I mean, rotation is not a single value; it's 3 pieces. But so the axis rotation order of the that's not what we want. That's not what we want. Man, okay. I'm genuinely trying to think of what's the best option here. My mouse is coming unplugged. There we go. I just charged my mouse to 100%. I'm now good to write code for another 15 hours. Because I love writing code. So it's almost like the what's front needs to move, right? So if I'm thinking through this, we have our enemy and we have our, let's go here. No, actually this is better. So it's almost like what we need, what this value is, needs to physically rotate to be the the direction of the enemy. So wherever the enemy is rotating, that's what this is. And then from there, it can determine the rest of this stuff. You know what? I just discovered. Nope. Am I lying? I might be lying. Yeah, I was just gonna talk about why I think what I think these like shapes are for, other than to build a mesh in this little editor thing. I thought it would actually like distinguish the like places where the animation would show up, but that's just not true. That's just not true. Okay, so that's what's got to happen. Do I know how to do that? Absolutely not. But that's, I guess, what we're here to do, right? You would really think multiplying it by some sort of rotation vector would work. What if I just... I don't think it's going to work, but again, I'm going to throw things at the wall because why not? And I'm not going to explain why I think this is going to do something. Power, vector, power. Can I not do that? Vector to power, good go. There's no way, vector math. Power. Come on, no, is this not a thing I can do? I don't want to multiply each component by itself individually. I don't want to do that. I don't wanna. I don't wanna. Okay. Rotation. I guess all we need is rotation dot y. And then, yeah. That might also be where I went wrong. Instead of multiplying it by the whole rotation, probably just call body dot rotation dot y, right? Because that's really all we need. We don't need the other components. That might just be my mess up from before. Okay. Like, almost, but not quite. Because that's front again. That's back. That's a front animation again. That's weird. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. That's front, that's the back animation. Those are two completely different animations. Degrees. We'll go with degrees for today. We'll go with degrees for today. Okay. Yeah, no, that's doing the same. That's doing the same shtick. So, how do I convert this? I guess I can define. I'll do the trig myself. Ugh, fine. Okay. I'll do the trig myself. Fine. We're pulling up a calculator. We're doing math today, guys. I'm gonna teach you how trig works. So we have a rotation. This is not radius. This is rotation. And then I guess we should probably be specific. So we have rotation. So you got this thing, right? SOHCAHTOA, this awesome, crazy thing that you learn in school. That goes really hard. And that I like having in front of me, so I don't have to remember it myself all the time. So you would basically need the that sine -1. I forget what it's called. This of no, I'm lying. I'm straight up lying. I'm also lying. I continue to lie until I get it right. So this would be that axis I was talking about. So we need to get opposite over hypotenuse. We'd have to solve for... I'm also lying again. The more I type, the more I lie. We're not solving for the hypotenuse. We don't need to know that. We already can get that. We need the opposite and adjacent, which means the tangent. But we'd have to figure out how to separate those, and I guess we already know the hypotenuse, so I should just like have a camera where I can write things on paper, because that would be so much easier. So we already know the hypotenuse, which is the I guess to make things simple, that position. So these have the y component in it, but you don't need that. Dude, I wish. Okay, I started like graphics programming, and you can. I think this is called swizzling, dude. It's swizzling code. I think it's called swizzling. Yeah, swizzling. It's so nice. You can just call like this, and then it gives you back a vector 2 of just the x and z component. Man, it's so nice, but we don't get that luxury here. So we have our x and z. Let's say our hypotenuse, for the sake of argument, is 5. So we would need, right? Open this new tab. Open the image new tab. This is a blurry image. All right. So if we want the adjacent, which is this guy. No, it's this guy. It's the blue guy. Don't worry. I always lie, by the way. This guy will give us the adjacent over the... I'm so slow on the word adjacent right now. Hypotenuse. So if we know the hypotenuse is 5, we can just multiply it. So we do h times the cosine of r, which gives us the adjacent. So that's side 1. And then side 2, we would need opposite, so we can use sine. H times the sine of r, 0. So now we can get our vector. I actually think this is radians, so we should probably not be using this and be using 2 pi instead. Yeah. So now we can go to 2 pi, and it'll give us even very nice numbers here. And then if I type in pi here, I believe it also gives us nice numbers. Yeah, I'm right. Where'd my slider go? There we go. So that's our math. That's how trig works, for those who don't know. So let's translate that. And again, I don't know if this is going to work, but we are going to throw things at the wall until something works. So in this case, our anim direction Is that going to be our hypotenuse? I just realized our anim direction gives us the sides. So what are we trying to do? I don't know. I just realized we don't actually know the hypotenuse. The anim direction gives us the sides. But that's not working anymore. In fact, now there's no negatives. Okay. All that trig just went out the window because I don't know what I'm doing. How do we change the origin of the rotation? Right? That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. Could I... No. That won't work. Like, if this guy was standing still, this would be working right now. Technically. Because if he was just facing in this direction, technically it's right? You got his direction here. And then as you kind of look around, he changes his rotation to face that way. Problem is we need to figure out how to rotate that. It's like changing his vector 3 dot forward. Kinda. You would think you would just offset it by an amount. And you would also think that amount is then based on the body's rotation. So instead of multiplying it, what if we just add the body's rotation? Is that like feasible? If I do this and then just go plus body dot rotation dot y, float for plus operator. You can't just add it to each individual, like, you know. Please. Fine, I'll make a whole vector 3 out of this. Because you asked so nicely. Again, if this was just shader code, that's all you have to write. Just this. And it figures it out for you. It's so nice. Please GD script. Okay. No. Not exactly. You know what I'm doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Never mind. Scratch that. You can ignore me. You can ignore me. I'm irrelevant. All right, and body's set to... Yep. Body's set to moving enemy, so... Camera facing billboard. That's a new concept. Camera facing billboard. Interesting. I think the camera facing billboard part is just them looking at the camera. Billboard to renders for animation scouts pretty easy. Place where your body collide on the base. Billboard child, yeah. Write a script that swaps out the set of animations depending on the parent's rotation relative to the player. I'm trying to figure that part out. That's the part that no one's explaining to me. Yeah, so everyone's kind of explaining kind of what I'm doing, but they don't explain the part where it says rotate the player based on, you know, the relative positions and all that. But technically I understand that part here. But what I'm not getting is how do I get the enemy to rotate? And you would think, again, that's just based on the body's rotation. But that doesn't seem to be working either. That is not working. Yeah, that is not working. Okay. I feel like I'm on the right track. Like, I know this is how you get the direction. And then I know I need to rotate it by a certain amount. But I'm not quite sure how that works yet. That's just not working. Man, I really need to finish. I'm taking a linear algebra course. I gotta finish it. I feel like if I understood that, this would make me so much easier. Custom billboard assets. Yeah, I don't want to know about that. Let's see. Facing camera animation. Make 2D sprites always face the camera with math. What does this guy have to say?
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the tutorial video for
Who's this guy?
2018. I hope you're all doing very well. In today's video, we're going to do a little bit of math.
My headphones are off.
But wait, before you click off this video, don't worry.
Also, my layout's like tweaking. Do you see this?
About doing math and computer programming.
Are my headphones dead? I think they're just dead. They're not off. They straight up don't work. Alright.
Is that the computer does a whole lot
It's still tweaking, but I'm not going to bother.
So we don't have to worry about that at all.
Finding the angle.
And this is the vector that represents the position of our
Okay.
camera.
I figured this part out.
All we want to do is rotate our player a certain amount of degrees to face this camera. So if you can think of this this as facing
Yeah.
forwards, and then
I mean, I figured that part out.
camera script. So this
Did we talk about
and then this function get and they're always faced. I'll show you.
did we talk about the animations or
Camera, their just Y rotation is oriented towards the camera. For you.
okay, this just looks like they're looking at the I already have this.
Really does
Okay. For direct ooh, wait.
I see that many of you love
Who is this? Does this person work with animations or is it just This is Game Builder Garage? I forgot about this.
other tutorials such as ophthalmology setup, and I also play the games on Netflix. Please subscribe.
Okay, so I don't think this is gonna get me what I want. Cause this is Game Builder Garage. This isn't I forgot about this. We're really hitting the bottom of the barrel right now. Way to make character sprite always face the camera. Yes. I feel like this would be a very popular topic. Right? Doom style sprites. You would think this would be a very neat directional sprites. Here's what 21 minutes. Oh boy. Let's see. Can I see some math? Angle. I'm gonna be like skipping through this impatiently, so. So I don't know what he gets out of this. Is this just making it look at the player?
With numbers 0 through 7.
Okay. So you have to note down the angles. Yeah, I don't. That's a little repetitive. I got a better way to do that right now. How he's computing that angle is actually probably what I should be paying attention to. What did he do for the angle? I know when he did that. Angle, signed angle. So whatever signed angle is, hold on. Whatever signed, I think I know what it means by signed angle. It's the angle, but with like, you know, a negative or positive sign. I don't know if I got that. Is this vector or not vector? Is this degrees or radians? Signed angle in degrees. Okay. Interesting. I think I can work with this. Let's get rid of this garbage. So if I'm gonna make, let's see, is there a signed angle in Godot? Angle 2. Angle 2 Godot. This looks like it's a. This looks like it's a vector 2 function only, which might not be a problem. This might not be a problem actually. Let's see. Direction is equal to. I'm gonna do something that I'm gonna despise. Hold on. I'm getting yelled at. Give me a second. I'm so back. What was I doing? I was doing a thing, right? Was I converting this to a vector too? It's so bizarre. Because it's not static casting, so I can I do this? Yeah. It's a little strange, but I can do that. So what was I doing otherwise? Looking at this guy's code, right? So now that I have a vector 2, actually, I might not even need this because this is the direction. So let me see here. Angle 2. Turns angle 2 given vector in radians. Okay. I hope that's signed. I guess I also should do, there's angle 2 point, returns the angle to the line connecting 2 points and the x-axis in radians. So I guess I would do, just because I'm curious, it's equal to ref dot target dot position to angle 2 body dot position. If I can do that, that would be pretty crazy, I think. Function in base float. I guess that would be a problem because it's an angle now. So let's do this. Let's replace this with angle anim direction, I don't know, times equals angle. Times or addition, add, I don't know. I think that's done anything. See, how's this guy using angle in his? Oh, he's comparing angle against a set of actual angles and it's setting it that way. But I don't want that. I want to do this mathematically. It's like I need to convert the angle to a vector, which I can use cosine for, or not cosine, I can use trig for. If I pull up my trig functions again, where are they? It's not what I want. want this. There we go. So here I can calculate the sides. So let's do this. Let's get rid of this. We're going to scrap this, scrap this, scrap this, scrap all of that. Got our signs. Clark, what do you think of this? I think this goes nuts, but what do you think? All right. I'm just gonna go side 1 is equal to, but we don't have our hypotenuse. Am I losing my mind, or do we not have what we need? Because at this point, now we have the angle. We need to turn that angle. We don't need a hypotenuse. We don't need one. Hold on. Just cosine of angle. We don't need it. We won't even need to normalize it after that. We don't need to normalize it. Sine angle for m direction. New graph just dropped. New graph. I'm inventing new graphs here. Side 2. This definitely works, don't worry. Wait, does this work? No. Now it doesn't work all of a sudden. I thought it was working, but like backwards. Now it doesn't really work. Is it because I rotated around him? Yeah, no, that just doesn't work. Okay. But like we're getting there, right? Like maybe I do like one of these. Yeah, no, it don't work. It don't work. We're gonna debug this a little bit. We're gonna print angle. I want to know what angle does. What else am I printing? Where else am I printing data? I want to be able to know that. I don't need to get rid of that. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of that. I don't need to know this anymore. I think that was it. Okay. All I need to know is angle 2. And I think... Didn't it say it was supposed to be in degrees? Yeah, it's based on the, hold on. Yeah, it's based on the y-axis too, which we don't want. And there's like literally no other way to do this. Ref dot position. I gotta break this out. and go var target var we can call it body, new body. Angle, I think now, whoa, that's the wrong letters. New body, okay. That's not what I wanted at all, jeez. I'm curious of what angle this is gonna get me. Probably just around 0. Position, what? Oh. Target dot angle 2. There we go. Now we're all caught up. Okay. Not exactly. We might be on the right track. Hold on. That, I just realized I don't think that actually does anything. I think that literally returns the same angle. I actually think it's like not working at all now whatsoever. So, did that work, or am I just losing my mind? No, that was never working. See, it's a good sign if he follows like only with his back facing toward me. But see, I'm all the way back here and he's completely sideways. But it kind of levels out. So if I just do negative, right? Close. Okay. No, that's the same. That's the same angle. That's the same angle. I swapped these. I don't know if that did anything or if I swap them back. But we can make that change. Oh, okay, that made the change. That doesn't make sense to me though. Like I feel like it's almost to the right place. But if I'm at all, no, he just wants to be looking to the side. He just wants to be looking to the side. Okay, we're getting closer though. Okay, now instead of angle, because I think I get the gist. Actually, I don't get the gist. Do I get the gist? We're gonna comment it out. We'll find a happy medium. Okay. Yeah, we'll find the happy medium. Anim direction. We're gonna do one of those. Okay. So now I want to see him do that. I don't know why it doesn't look like that. Maybe it's because the angle technically like is the same here as it is here. Like technically it hasn't changed because it's the angle 2, not the whole angle, and that would make sense. That makes sense, I think. All right, I've been doing this for over 2 hours. I think I'm gonna head off the stream and figure this out my own. Because this is all getting into math and stuff. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. Thanks to anyone who tuned in. And I'm going to go, I don't know, probably play Minecraft or something. I got nothing else to do. Bye.